The best-selling private jet in the market today is the Embraer Phenom 300, primarily because of its elegant design, cutting-edge technology, and efficiency, which makes it one of the most cost-effective aircraft in terms of cost per available seat mile, making it perfect for owner-operators due to its dependability. But you can't compare the performance of the Phenom 300 to the versatility of the Pilatus PC-24, which is a multi-purpose powerhouse that you can take from gravel to grass. Similarly, you can't compare the versatility of the PC-24 to the speed and range of the Syber Jet SJ-30, which gave up comfort for transcontinental range. Then there's the Vision Jet, which is a master of economics with no jet-like performance. These jets are of different sizes and performance, but here's one thing they all share in common. They can all be flown by one pilot, and they can't fly transcontinental distances. To fly a distance of 2,500 miles, like from New York to Los Angeles, you need to make at least one fuel stop in any light jet currently in production. The Syber Jet can fly such distances non-stop or even fly across the North Atlantic from New York, but you can't have more than 2 passengers on board, and besides, when you look at the inside of the SJ-30, your guess is as good as mine. Those who don't want a small jet but want to fly long distances resort to either settling for fuel stops here and there or simply go for medium-sized jets like the Gulfstream G280 or the Bombardier Challenger 300. These jets are slightly larger, well, large enough that you can stand inside of them, but they need 2 pilots to fly, and they in no way match the efficiency and economics of their single-pilot friends. But Honda wants to change that. Honda wants to prove that a jet can carry up to 10 passengers, fly fast and much farther, while remaining a single-pilot jet. To better understand how they intend to do that, let's look at the current business jet market. The lower end of the light jet market, previously known as the entry jet segment, has 3 main contenders: the Cessna Citation family, Embraer Phenom family, and the Honda Jet. A strong case can be made that Cessna popularized the small business jet field with the prolific success of its Citation jet models, but then the Eclipse 500's role cannot be underestimated, and Cirrus took a step further with the Vision Jet. But then Honda Aircraft came along. Started as a top-secret research project in Japan in 1986, when they saw huge potential in the light jet industry. It wasn't huge from the beginning. They had just a team of 4 engineers led by Michimasa Fujino. The team developed 2 experimental aircraft, the MH-01 turboprop and the MH-02 twin-engine light jet. Fujino used what he learned from these projects to develop an entirely new aircraft, which would become the Honda Jet. The Honda Jet is a truly fantastic and visionary aircraft, and it can be flown comfortably by a single pilot. It measures 42 feet 7 inches in length, with a wingspan of roughly 39 feet 9 inches, and it stands 14 feet 11 inches tall. The 2 GE Honda HF120 turbofan engines it's equipped with produce around 2,000 pounds of thrust each, allowing for a maximum takeoff weight of about 10,700 pounds, and it is highly efficient. If you fly at 420 knots, you'll burn about 999 pounds per hour at 33,000 feet. But if you fly at 360 knots at 43,000 feet, you'll burn about 542 pounds per hour. Any location up to 1,650 miles away may be reached without refueling, which makes this jet ideal for travels like Los Angeles to Texas, London to Barcelona, New York to Atlanta, and Toronto to Chicago. You'll also soar above the clouds thanks to the Honda Jet's 43,000-foot service ceiling. One of the most striking features of this jet's exterior is that the engines are not positioned beneath the wings, nor are they exactly mounted on top of the wings. Instead, they're installed on pylons over the wing, a configuration known as Honda Aircraft's over-the-wing engine mount. By reducing the construction required to put the engines on the back of the fuselage, this design maximizes cabin space. Separating the engines from the plane's body is a unique design feature Michimasa Fujino wanted because it provided a lot more space within the cabin and made the jet quieter than competitors. In the fall of 2021 at the NBAA Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition, Honda Aircraft presented what is going to be a revolution in the single-pilot jet market, the Honda Jet 2600. The concept is ambitious. It has twice the capacity and performance of the current HA420 Honda Jet, a transcontinental range, a capacity of up to 11 people, unique aerodynamics, and excellent economy. Honda is not just bringing another light jet into the market to give buyers more options to choose from, they are bringing a master of economics and efficiency. The new Honda Jet will be above the HA420 Honda Jet, topping the league of bigger lights like the Cessna Citation CJ4, Embraer Phenom 300, and Pilatus PC24. Like I said before, Honda's not here to just introduce another light jet similar to the existing ones, they're here to dominate. The Honda Jet 2600 has the same external resemblance to the original Honda Jet, but it's widely different in immeasurable ways, and the development is going to be daunting, primarily because, with the new requirements, a simple modification of the existing HA420 jet will not be enough. The new Honda Jet measures 57 feet in length, 56 feet in wingspan, and stands 15 feet tall, weighing 17,500 pounds. The most daunting part is the design of the fuselage. Despite that it's similar to that of the original Honda Jet, it has a slightly different shape and is much longer, which is very noticeable from the outside as it has 6 windows instead of the 3 you see on the HA420 jet. It'll be fitted with Honda's signature design, over-the-wing engine mount design. Without it, it's not a Honda Jet. We don't know what engine it'll be fitted with, maybe another Honda engine just like the HA420, or something from Pratt & Whitney or Williams International. During the presentation, Honda emphasized the aircraft's economy and how it'll be good for the environment without mentioning their engine choice. Honda's first jet was a tremendous feat, and it was and will continue to be the jet with the least pilot workload on the market. With a targeted 450-knot cruise speed, a range of 2,625 nautical miles, and a ceiling of 47,000 feet, it's clearly above the class of its fellow single-pilot friends like the Phenom 300 and the PC24. The closest competitor would be the Cessna Citation XLS Plus, which has the same seating capacity, a cruise speed of 440 knots, and a range of 2,100 nautical miles. Despite that the new Honda Jet flies further, Cessna's world-class service center network and the long-term success of the product would make it tough to face off against. The interior of this jet measures 25 feet in length, 5 feet wide, and 5 feet high, making it one of the biggest in its class. The 5-foot height is achieved by deepening in the passage. Despite the little trick they did here, anyone taller than 5 feet will have to bend to get into their seat, which is the same thing you find in other light jets, but the length of the cabin is great. It accommodates 11 people, including one pilot, comfortably, and the configuration options of the cabin are flexible. From simple ones would be a double club executive and divan, which features a side-facing couch. The footrests on the club seats fold up to provide a flat platform on which to put a light mattress for those who want to take a nap in the back. Because of the composite construction of the fuselage, the cabin can be pressurized to 6,000 feet, which is particularly better than what you find in some other jets in its class. This, along with the quietness and comfort offered by the cabin design, will allow occupants to arrive at their destination with less fatigue. Now, the most important part of any passenger plane, the part most travelers can't trade for anything, the lavatory, is located in the tail section behind the cabin. It's about the same thing you'll find in the Honda Jet Elite. And because the engine is not mounted on the fuselage, there is a lot of space at the back of the plane. The extra space at the back does not only add to the cabin space, but also the cargo space. Unlike the HA420 Honda Jet, the 2600 doesn't have a cargo compartment on the nose, but that doesn't stop it from having one of the largest cargo compartments, which measures about 120 cubic feet. Honda's love for automation, redundancy, and simplification of piloting is evident in the new jet. The core of avionics is the Garmin G3000 system, which will be highly customized for the specific aircraft. The primary goal of all this is to reduce the pilot workload because the Honda Jet 2600 is going to become the fastest, largest, and longest range single-pilot business jet ever. The 2600 model name means 2,600 miles of flight range, which is specifically 2,625 miles of range with 4 passengers and 1 pilot on board, or 4,862 kilometers, which is a lot more than what you get in other jets in its class. This range is more than enough to fly from New York to California non-stop or to any part of the United States except for Alaska and Hawaii, but if you're taking off from Los Angeles instead of New York, Hawaii and Alaska, inaccessible non-stop. Despite its bigger size, it doesn't need a lot more runway to take off and land. Takeoff and landing distances are at the same level as the little brother, 1,006 meters or 3,300 feet for takeoff and 762 meters or 2,500 feet for landing. This jet will be able to fly many routes previously occupied by larger aircraft while being 40% more economical than mid-sized jets, and it should be 20% more economical than its classmates. All these performance numbers are still only on paper. We don't even have a flying prototype yet. Even the name Honda Jet 2600 is most likely conceptual because Honda might decide to give the production model a different name. We don't know when the new jet will be on the market, but since it's a successor of the line and not the first serial aircraft of the company, we can be sure it's coming soon. So, what do you think of the new Honda Jet? Let us know in the comments section. If you like our videos, please smash the like and subscribe button. You can also join us by clicking on the link next to the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.